Hi friends, welcome back. Today I decided I wanted to make a dashboard from either the Vellum or the acetate that comes in the Cocoa Daisy kits for my standard size traveler's notebook. Now you can see here the problem is you can't just fold the paper in half and wrap it around your inserts if you are in a larger size like this because the papers aren't large enough. So I decide here that I'm just going to go ahead and use the vellum rather than the acetate, and I take a piece of this linen textured cardstock that I get on Amazon, and I fold it in half and I get a nice crease on the side with my bone folder here. And then I take an insert and wrap it around the paper around that insert just to make a mark on how big I need the cover to be. And then I just trim that piece of paper down to the size that I had marked. This is a lot easier for me rather than trying to measure things out. Works just a little bit easier for me. So I have that trimmed down and I go ahead and test it out. It does fit around the insert well. And then I'm going to use that as a guide for the actual acetate. Now I had debated on gluing the acetate down onto the white piece of paper because it does make it pop a little bit with the white behind it. Makes you be able to see the pattern a little bit better, but I didn't want to do that. So I kind of miss just having the vellum pages tucked in a traveler's notebook. It's just that feeling of flipping through your pages, and when you get to that crinkly page, I don't know, just something about that. If you know, you know. So I went ahead and wrapped the acetate around to the back of this insert, used my bone folder to get another sharp crease, and then I'm just going to use the washi to adhere that to the back. And I don't mind at all that the acetate isn't going to go all the way around to the back. That's the whole point of this, is that the vellum isn't big enough to just fold in half. So I'm going to trim this down real quick, and then I wanted to trim the back off a little bit more. In my mind I envisioned just the front being the full vellum and then the back being just a little strip. So now that I have that done, I'm looking at it and I decide, instead of taping or gluing it down, that I would actually make the back a little bit decorative too. So I attached the vellum to the white cardstock with a piece of washi tape. I thought that this succulent washi tape would not only do the job and get the paper down and adhered, but also is really beautiful. I love the dark blues and the greens and the pinks. It's a good contrast. And then I was going to attempt to rip this washi off with my bone folder, and I knew it wouldn't make a straight line, so I grabbed my little card here. That's how I usually tear washi off. I don't usually use scissors just because this seems to be really handy and it makes the edges really straight. And then you could leave it like this with the white behind it, like I said, but I don't want to do that. So I go ahead and grab my paper trimmer again and open it up, and I'm just going to trim off the front part of that white cardstock so that all I'm left with is the vellum front and then the white back with the washi. And since I want to make this a little bit more decorative, I decided I would add one of the project life-size cards to the back, and to do that I'm going to adhere this with some score tape. Now I do get my score tape on Amazon as well, and the good thing about this, it's a double-sided adhesive, but it comes in different widths. So if you need a really thin piece to make like a pocket, you can do that, or you can use a piece like this, which is a little bit wider. So it's nice to have options depending on what type of project you're making. So I just peel the backing off here and play around with the placement of the card. and then go ahead and stick that down to the back. So I have the vellum front and a decorative back, and then I can go ahead and pop that back into my traveler's notebook. And I decided I wanted to put it around my weekly insert so that the first page of the insert really becomes that sheet of vellum. And like I said, I just love flipping through my traveler's notebook and getting to those pages that are just a little bit different textured than regular paper. So I hope you enjoyed this video and gave you an idea maybe on how you can use the smaller sheets of vellum in a larger size setup. Thanks for watching and happy planning!